Welcome to the Horseshoe here in Columbus, Ohio, the site for this Big Ten matchup in Week 6 as the Nebraska Cornhuskers and the Ohio State Buckeyes get ready to go head-to-head. I'm David Roy, in the booth with me tonight, my broadcast partner in Matt Pack. And Matt, Nebraska has a shot at winning the Big Ten, but Ohio State, their playoff chances are very much at stake tonight.
Well, Ohio State needs this one a little worse than Nebraska, but Nebraska needs it pretty bad themselves. They're in a fight where they could feasibly still be in the picture for the win in the Big Ten. So they want to try to win out, want to try to run the table if they can. The winner of this game, it's going to change the impact of that Nebraska-Texas game coming up next week.
Nebraska will start with the ball offensively, and due to the touchback, they'll come out to their own 25, starting in a strong eye to the right, and the give to Casey Bronco to get the drive going, and Bronco galloping his way out to midfield.
Well, just ducks his head, cuts straight upfield, doesn't try to dance around, do anything, and just blows by two defenders before they know what happens. Turns into a really long run for Nebraska to open the game. If they can keep him going that way, it's going to be a long night.
Jabril Thomas was the one who made the stop, and if he hadn't, Bronco might have put 6 points, on the board already. Yeah, 60 would have been a lot. As Fountain over the middle, pass is caught by the tight end Schiffer, and Andrew Schiffer gets it down inside the 30, and the Cornhuskers are coming out of the gate swinging.
Yeah, they are rolling. First two plays, big gains both times. First big run by Bronco, and now Schiffer with the big catch and run. Shakes off the first tackler, then just hits the sideline. Gets down inside the 30-yard line. Nebraska, we've seen them start hot like this before, and we saw their offense start to look a lot better last week. Capitalize some more. Let's see if they can keep that going.
Out of the pistol, Fountain to throw. Four-man rush, steps up into the pocket, and he will connect, finding his receiver Zyrock Young, and another first down for Nebraska. They haven't even had a second down yet on this series.
They haven't. They've had three straight first down conversions. Zyrock does a nice job there, just sitting down underneath the zone and turning it upfield.
I formation, and the give to Bronco outside to the right, and this time the Buckeye defense is ready as they stop him in the backfield. Lloyd Silver leading the charge.
Yeah, Lloyd Silver, D'Amico Brewer both in around that one. Finally able to get him for negative yards on the fourth play of the game.
So 2nd and 13, second down of the night for this Nebraska offense. Receiver in motion, Fountain with a blitz coming, but he checks it down to the short side, finds Bronco, and he'll get back some of the yardage that he lost.
Yeah, and I understand this Ohio State defense is going to play a little better in the red zone. Things are starting to stack up a little bit, but Nebraska needs to keep the foot on the gas here.
Fountain to throw, pressure up the middle, and that pass into traffic, but Trenton Sellers is able to hold on, but stop short of the marker.
We've seen this from Nebraska before, and it's a good drive. It opened up big, and then they seem to try to shorten it up a little bit. Now they end up having to go for a field goal instead of punching it in for 6. Still, the offense looked good on that drive. They just got to look conservative towards the end, but they have got a 3-point lead.
22-yard field goal attempt by Gordon Yelkic is good, putting him at 16 of 19 so far in the season. And Ohio State muffs the kickoff in their own end zone. Fuller falls on it for a touchback. And Ohio State playing in front of the home fans for the first time all season seems to be getting to them a little bit.
Well, they got their parents in the stands and stuff. They're probably nervous. They hadn't seen them all year.
Ohio State starting from their own 25. Jimmy Germain on the run pass option and able to complete it. Finds receiver Dylan Turner, and Ahmad is pickup on first down.
Well, I like that play to open it up. It's a little bit of a trick play. Like you said, the RPO. But finds Turner there, able to pick up 8.
Out to the 33-yard line. Germain going to motion for Turner into the backfield. They use him on the triple option. Germain has to keep it and able to get into the backfield for this Nebraska defense, JoJo Shalizzi.
Well, Shalizzi, Nebraska sent 3 guys on that side. That happened to be the way that the triple option was running. Shalizzi's assignment was Germain, and he did his job.
3rd and 4 now for Ohio State from their own 31. Germain looks to throw. 3-man rush, steps up, able to find Dylan Turner over the middle, and he gets out to midfield. Hit hard, but he picks up the first down.
Well, Michael Potter put a pretty good hit on him there, took him off his feet. But he does. He picked up the first down, does what he needs to do, keeps these chains moving for Ohio State.
Ohio State offensively coming into tonight, they've seen Jimmy Germain play well. 9 touchdowns, only 2 picks on the season. He's got 3 rushing touchdowns. He's completing 75% of his passes. Jermaine over the middle. Finds Silva, but Manuel Silva cannot hold on.
Well, that's another good job. Eric Mears tries to scoop that one before it hits the turf. He's not able to pick it up. Brings up 2nd and 10.
4 wide here for the Buckeyes in a 2-by-2 look. Bubble screen left side. Slipping 1 tackle and getting down that left sideline is Trip Warren as he gets 9 yards.
Trip Warren does a good job going in, then cutting back to the outside. Got the defense to overcommit just a little bit, able to pick up, get him close to the first down.
Single back set to give to Silva right up the middle, and Manuel Silva is able to move the sticks here for the Buckeyes.
Manuel Silva, he's usually pretty clutch in those moments on those 3rd down short runs. Nebraska doesn't exactly stack the line on him, but they'll try to trust their defensive line. Didn't work out.
Read option keeper Jermaine has to take it to the inside as Shalizzi set the hard edge, and he'll get 4.
Well, it looks to me like right now Nebraska has decided that, all right, we don't want Jimmy Jermaine to beat us with his legs, so we're going to put JoJo Shalizzi. Okay, he's your guy to watch on these option plays. So far, Shalizzi's, answering the bell.
Jermaine to throw, and he has to check it down in the flats, but able to pick up the first down. Lloyd Silver, he gets 10 yards.
Well, and Ohio State not picking up the big chunk plays that Nebraska did early, but slowly driving the ball down the field, not taking any chances, anything like that. It's a good drive so far.
Down to the Nebraska 26, draw play here for Silva as he takes it outside to the right, and he gets it down to the edge of the red zone as he picks up 6 yards.
Well, Andrews McFly comes over and finally knocks him down. But if Silva gets going on this team, Jermaine, is going to have to pass a little bit. But again, I like how this drive started.
Tight end in motion is Miller to give to the outside for Adam Fuller, and he is pushed backwards this time as Andres McFly gets the stop.
That's his 2nd straight tackle so far. That's his 1st tackle for loss in the game. McFly's been a big part of this Nebraska defense. We all like to talk about their line, because they've got studs up front. But McFly is the star in this linebacking corps.
Jermaine standing in, floats it to the left side, and the pass is caught by Brad McFadden as he moves it down inside the 10.
And McFadden just runs a quick out-breaking route right there, gets past the coverage, catches it in space. Actually able to turn it up a little bit, but then we see Mears come in, clean him up. But it's going to be 1st and goal for Ohio State.
Eric Mears playing clean up, and we know he's one of the hard-hitting safeties, and Nebraska's got a couple of those as Shalizzi and Ray Tate also make up this secondary. Interesting set here as a little screen pass for Dylan Turner. They had set up like they could go that way to either side.
Yeah, they did. I think they tried to make the defense guess wrong on that one, David, and unfortunately, Nebraska guessed right.
So 2nd and goal for the Buckeyes. Nebraska showing blitz. Handoff Silva. He's pushed backwards for a loss of 3. And it's 3rd and goal to go now.
Well, they all came through on that one. Looked like Rocky Conlon got into the backfield. Also had Andres McFly again in on that one. So
3rd and goal for the Buckeyes. 4 wide, trips to the left. Jermaine over the middle, pass is caught, working his way down inside the 5 is Trip Warren, but it does bring up 4th down.
Well, okay, it's 4th down. They're going to just go kick the field goal, try to tie the ball game up. Both these defenses have done a good job standing up. Ohio State got a lot closer than Nebraska did, though.
This will be a 19-yard field goal attempt for Darius Brewer, and he puts it through. And Brewer, one of only a few kickers in the league who remains perfect on the season.
Yes, Brewer hadn't missed one all season long, been very clutch. That's only his 12th attempt on the season so far, going into his 6th game here.
On the return, Michael Potter, and he is wrestled down by Brandon Cox. So this Nebraska offense looks to go back to work, and Matt, a lot of chunk plays to begin their opening drive.
Well, I think they kind of caught Ohio State by surprise early, especially with the big run by Bronco and the big pass right after it.
They'll go back to Bronco, trying to repeat it to that right side of the field, and Bronco's forced inside, only gets a few this time.
Yeah, and they're going to have to limit Bronco. I mean, he had the huge run early. Not every run's going to look like that, but what this Nebraska team likes to do is they like to let Bronco run and then build off that.
Scott Fountain in the gun on 2nd and 6 for the Cornhuskers, and he'll look to throw. And due to the Ohio State pressure, he has to throw it away, so 3rd and 6.
Well, had a man out there in the flat, but as you said, I don't think he had a chance to find him because Ohio State was coming pretty hard.
2-by-2 set here for Scott Fountain in his offense as he looks to throw. Check down, Bronco, the first down for the Cornhuskers.
All right, Nebraska, they pick up the first that they need. Casey Bronco being used in a lot of ways right now on this offense. I like it. I would also like to see Scott Fountain take off and run some just to keep this defense on their toes.
High formation, but 2 tight ends on the field. And Bronco stood up in the backfield. Michael Kruger pushed a blocker into him, and Thomas Price gets a tackle for a loss.
Well, Thomas Price does a good job of just being in the right place at the right time. They had him back there. He looked like he was about to try to cut it to the outside, but Thomas does a good job.
Long second down here for the Cornhuskers. Single back set. Fountain, 5-step drop, pressure coming, taking a shot to the left side, and do that pass rush. Looked like he got rid of it a little sooner than he would have liked.
Yeah, because he had a man breaking open there, it looked like, but had to turn loose of it too quick. Brings up a long third down.
Single back set again, 5-step drop, going to the halfback screen. Bronco to the right side, tripped up by Brandon Cox. Only gets a few yards, and so this Ohio State defense keeps Nebraska on the Nebraska side of the field and forces a punt.
Well, you know, much better possession for the Ohio State defense that time. They're able to contain Nebraska. I think the difference there was the pressure that they were getting on Scott Fountain. He didn't have time to do anything.
Adam Fuller looks for a good return. He gets it out to about the 39-yard line. This Ohio State offense, Matt, you mentioned it on the last drive, got closer to the end zone than Nebraska did. Now they're looking to try and punch it in.
They are. They had a good drive on the last one, just came up a little short, had to settle for the field goal, but they'd love to have that same kind of production again.
Jimmy Germain brings a receiver in motion for the option, but Aaron Josephs slams the door shut on him.
He took off to try to run the option there, and Aaron Joseph said, no, I don't think so. He kind of just walked into him and ducked his head, looked him in the eye, and then knocked him into the middle of next week.
Jimmy Germain flattened in the backfield on first down, brings up a long second down where he empties out the backfield. And Germain has to check it down into the flats himself, finds Trip Warren, and he'll get 4.
And that's the thing about this Nebraska defense. When they start dialing up the pressure, they've got the athletes to get to you. I don't care how good your offensive line is. These guys are dangerous.
Germain taking a shot as he finds the Nebraska defense, picking it off James Thomas, and Thomas fights through Silva, still running, and he gets his way out to the Nebraska 39-yard line. What a play there by the Nebraska defense.
Well, James Thomas in the right place at the right time. Makes a good play, but the pressure caused Germain to turn loose of that quicker than he wanted to. He underthrew the ball. His receiver had steps. If he could lead them a little farther, that could have been a touchdown. But you got to give this defense credit. This is how they force turnovers. This is what they do. It's with pressure and with good coverage.
First down and 10 now for Nebraska from their own 39. Scott Fountain in the gun, read option, and Fountain on the quarterback keeper, breaks one tackle and is pushed out of bounds by Lloyd Silver at the Ohio State 42.
Well, I'll tell you what there, D'Amico Brewer did his best to try to stop him there on the sideline, took a really good angle, but once Fountain gets going like that, again, not the biggest quarterback in the world, but he's able to just shake off he's able to shake Brewer off there, pick up the first.
First down and 10 now, empty backfield here for Nebraska as Fountain pressure up the middle, and Brandon Cox gets home, sacked for a loss of 6.
All right, and that's what Ohio State needed. You know, Nebraska was starting to look better. They were starting to get in a rhythm on offense, and exactly that. Ohio State comes in, gets the sack, pushes it back 6 yards now. Scott Fountain, we've seen that he can pass it deep when it's just he's going to have to try to do it here. They can't be conservative.
High formation play fake. Fountain has to check it down to the flats, finds a fullback, and the fullback goes down almost immediately. Is coming up to make that stop, Jabril Thomas.
Well, Morris King has a couple of ways to look at this. First, that he picked up a yard. Second, that he almost died picking up that yard.
Jabril Thomas playing aggressively for this Ohio State defense, and it pays off. Long third down here for Nebraska, and they're 1 of 3 on third down so far.
Yeah, they've had a hard time. There on that first drive, they didn't really see a third down until towards the end.
5-step drop. Fountain steps up, floats it to the right sideline, and the toe-tapping grab by Tristan Anderson will pick up a first down.
Well, he just fires a rainbow to him right there, but there's no one close, and Anderson does a great job. Fountain puts it right where he has to, keeps it in bounds. First down, Cornhuskers.
Down inside the Ohio State 30, ball spotted at the 28. Pistol set here for the Cornhuskers. And the give right up the middle. Casey Bronco finding some running room there, and he gets a nice chunk of yardage on first down.
And Nebraska going back to what they want to do now, getting the ball in Bronco's hands, letting him start the drives, letting him be the catalyst that this offense works around.
Fountain will come back out of a pistol full house. Triple option. Fountain slips one tackle, keeps relations with a pitchman as Scott Fountain takes it all the way down inside the 10.
Well, D'Amico Brewer again tried to get him in the backfield, just wasn't able to corral Fountain on that one. And like you said, he kept relations with the pitchman.
Scott Fountain has advanced his offense all the way down to the 7-yard line of the Buckeyes. Here he is to throw to the left. Schiffer in for 6.
And Nebraska does what they need to do here. I saw Hex earlier in chat, AD Hex Machia said we've got to finish drives with touchdowns. Okay, well, it took their third drive, but they got exactly what they were looking for. It's a nice drive by Nebraska.
So Gordon Yelkich tags on the extra point with 14 seconds remaining here in this opening quarter. And Nebraska, their offense, Matt, tonight, looking about as good as we have seen it all season long.
Well, they woke up a little last week. They finally found some combinations that were working, and they're looking good again now. Again, it took them 3 drives to hit pay dirt, but they had 2 of those drives that looked really, really good. So if they can keep up this pace, I think this team's going to get more and more dangerous.
Well, so Ohio State offense right now, they could use a little waking up. Got a field goal on their opening drive, but their last drive, the pass rush got to Jermaine. He threw an interception. We'll see how he responds. He goes read option here, and he gets blown up. JoJo Shalizzi is a man among boys on this Nebraska defense.
He is not having any of Jimmy Jermaine trying to run right now. He read that. He's sitting, he's sitting up in the box, sees Jermaine take off, and Shalizzi like he's fired out of a cannon after him.
4 wide, for the Buckeyes, but we will end the first quarter with Nebraska up 7 here from Columbus. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the second quarter, Nebraska showing blitz, 2-by-2 look, and the blitz comes, and Jermaine trying to go to his check down and Dylan Turner, but leads him too far, and that brings up a long third down.
Well, he goes to him too quickly, he throws it out of bounds. There's just nothing there to help him.
So 3rd and 14 for Ohio State. Jermaine to throw. Going short, finds Dylan Turner. He's able to evade one defender. Cannot get to the first down, though. Got close before Mears stopped him short.
Well, Mears over-pursued on the pass. He went for it and missed, but then does a good job staying with the play, comes back and stops him before he can get the first down.
So the sack on first down, forcing Ohio State to punt it away into 3 and out for the Nebraska defense. As Zyrock Young gets out close to about the 40, and Scott Fountain looks to go back to work.
Fountain coming back to work again. You know how I can tell that Cope is a wide receiver? In chat, every time when they get to a third down, he says, deep shot.
And off here, Casey Bronco. Slipping 1, but not 2. Modest gain here. Is this Ohio State defense, Matt? Seemingly they're starting to adjust and getting ready to clamp down really on this running game.
Well, that's the problem, though, is that Nebraska has mixed it up well enough on their 2 best drives of the night. If they can continue to do that, they can clamp down on the run, then Fountain will sit back and try to pass them.
Well, he does so here, and D'Amico Brewer stops Bradley Rehnquist as soon as the pass is caught. Gain of 4, 3rd and short upcoming.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rehnquist does a good job he had to go upstairs a little bit to haul that one in, took the big hit, but it shortened him to a 3rd and 3.
I formation for the Cornhuskers. The give to Bronco, running outside to the left, tries to get upfield, and the Buckeye defense stops him a yard short. Despite the good game that Bronco's averaging a little over 5 yards carry, the Ohio State defense gets a win here, and they force a punt.
It's a lot, and I understand trying to trick, the defense and say, okay, this is not what they're going to think we're doing. And maybe they did a little bit, but Ohio State's defense was quick enough to get to them.
So Ohio State defense, and really both teams in a battle of defense right now. You see Nebraska, as they've got a pick. They're only giving up about 4 yards of play. Both defenses have brought their lunch pails and have gone to work here early on.
Well, we're early in the second quarter. It's only 10-3. We've seen some decent drives, and we've seen something get stymied pretty quick. So, see if the trend continues.
Well, Jermaine on the read option keeper, finally able to find a little bit of running room out there because every time they run that, he ends up going backwards.
Well, I think Shalizzy was on the other side of the field that time. Otherwise, Shalizzy seems to have an issue with Jermaine right now. But so Jermaine ran in the other direction.
Jermaine to throw on second down. Pressure gets home as Jermaine is sacked for a loss of 4 and another long third down. Rocky Conlon gets the sack.
If you're going to take off on this Nebraska defensive line, especially as that pocket starts to collapse, you better get going before they get even close to arm's reach, because these are some big, strong dudes, and they will drag you down with one arm if they have to, which is exactly what happens to Jimmy Jermaine right there. Just takes off a step too late, and it costs him yards.
4 defenders in the backfield. All 3 of the Nebraska defensive line, Josephs, Conlon, and Thornton, and Elijah James coming on the linebacker blitz, got home as well. Here it's a 3-man rush, and Jermaine moved in the direction of Aaron Josephs, and he pays the price with a sack.
Never move in the direction of Aaron Josephs if you can help it at all, because he will get to you. When he sees the quarterback come, he jumps off his block right there and just kind of mashes Jermaine. Going to force the punt.
Well, a 3 and out for the Ohio State offense in back-to-back drives. Really, technically, 3 straight drives of a 3 and out. They threw an interception on their second drive of the night after running 2 plays before that. And Nebraska's got excellent field position. Cyrock Young will set up his offense on Ohio State side of midfield.
Well, all right, so far, Scott Fountain, 10 of 12 for 86 yards. Not a big, yards per completion, but he's getting the job done, moving the ball well, and he's not making any mistakes. He's throwing pretty safe passes.
Single back set. Fountain out of a 5-step drop, going to the halfback screen. Casey Bronco able to get a couple yards as Cox was there to meet him immediately, 2nd and 8.
Well, he zigged when he should have zagged right there. Cuts to the outside. He had a block to the inside. Maybe if he cuts in, he gets a few more yards, but Ohio State reacted to that pretty quickly.
Brandon Cox playing well for Ohio State here tonight. Got 5 tackles, tackle for loss, and a sack early on here.
Well, Brandon Cox has kind of been a fixture for this Ohio State team for most of the season, and he's he always shows up.
Fountain to throw, taking a shot to the right side, slipping 1 tackle, and working his way inside the 25-yard line is Bradley Rehnquist.
And he did that with Colton Allen staring him dead in the face. I want you to Allen had him and was coming for him right when he turned loose of the ball.
Thomas Price is one who tried to make that tackle, and then finally it was Silver and Brewer together who finally brought down Rehnquist.
Well, but Nebraska's in business again, 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Down to the Ohio State 24-yard line, and Fountain out of the pistol to give to Bronco right up the middle. Casey Bronco runs into Michael Kruger, who dropped back there to make the stop.
Yeah, the big man drops back in coverage, and Bronco, I don't know if he saw who was there or what. It looked like, hey, I'm going to truck this guy, and it did not happen. That's a big defensive end you're trying to run through.
I don't even think Bronco cared. I thought he had the expectation of, I'll just run right through him.
Well, maybe he'll think twice next time.
Handoff outside to the right. Case Blazer checking in on offense here, and he gets it down inside the 10 for 1st and goal.
All right, Case Blazer doing a good job here, getting a snap here on offense, and 1st and goal for the Cornhuskers.
Blazer staying on offense here as blitz comes. Fountain tries to tuck and run.
Wow.
And look at the maneuvers by Scott Fountain to put 6 on the board for the Cornhuskers.
Well, Scott Fountain, with the mix-ups and the crisscrosses and the jib-jabs, and the crossovers and all that kind of stuff, he does everything he has to do, gets into the touch, gets into the end zone. Great run by the quarterback. Touchdown Cornhuskers.
Scott Fountain with not only the vision, but the agility to get through that traffic and put 6 on the board and lead Ohio State now by 14.
I thought it was the hokey pokey there for a minute, because he would put 1 foot in and he would take 1 foot out, and then he got to the end zone, and if it hadn't been, he might have shook it all about if it hadn't been like a penalty.
Well, with the touchback, Ohio State out to their own 25. They'll go with the read option. Jimmy Jermaine outside to the right. Slips a tackle from JoJo Shalizzy, and Jermaine down the sideline breaks another tackle. He's still got blockers in front of him, and finally gets caught all the way down inside the Nebraska 30.
I thought it was going to be a pretty good run when he shook off Shalizzy. And turns out he just kept shaking guys off, cut it to the outside. Shake another guy off, here he comes. Cut it to the outside. And he goes all the way down to the 30, man. Jimmy Jermaine, that's the biggest play Ohio State's offense has had all night. They need to get some momentum going on this side of the ball. That's going to help.
Ohio State has not had a play of 20-plus yards at all here tonight. And so here they bring Silva in the gun, and then Jermaine tries to keep it himself again on the read option. Not quite as successful as his last run.
Well, no, not quite as he only got 3 yards on this one. Nebraska does a good job containing him. 2nd and 7.
4 wide trips to the right side of the formation. Draw play here, though, for Manuel Silva. And Silva with all kinds of daylight to get close to the line to gain, but he is stopped just short.
Well, 3rd and inches here now. This Nebraska defense, if Ohio State tries to, load up and run here with Silva, this Nebraska defense, they're not really lined up to stop that. Look at that.
They go speed option. Jermaine doesn't pitch it, and Rocky Conlon gets the stop to force 4th down.
Well, he couldn't have pitched it if he had wanted to, because Rocky Conlon had him in a bear hug before he could even think about it. Good hold by the Nebraska defense. Going to force him into another field goal.
This will be a 39-yarder for Darius Brewer, and Brewer delivers 13 of 13 on the season for the Buckeye kicker, who's open for an All-American vote.
Well, he's perfect on the season right now. We've seen kickers get pretty close to perfect, on the season, but right now he hadn't missed one, so having a very remarkable year for that kicker.
One of only a few, as Amy Shalizzi is also on that list of Notre Dame. And got a few others floating around out there in the league. Skylar Quall being one of them. He plays for Texas. I formation, 2 tight ends on the field, and Ohio State blew it up before Casey Bronco could even find his giddy-up.
That was Nico Brewer and a host of Buckeyes who just got into the backfield and said, no, we're just going to stop this one before it starts.
2nd and 15 for Nebraska. Receiver in motion is Ringquist. Is Fountain to throw. Gonna tuck it and run. Scott Fountain with room to run as Lloyd Silver and D'Amico Brewer finally stop him at about the 45-yard line.
You cannot give Scott Fountain an alley to run through, and they did exactly that. And he goes from being behind the sticks to right around 30 yards downfield in the blink of an eye.
Well, you would have thought Ohio State would have learned their lesson last season when these two teams played. Scott Fountain put up 5 rushing touchdowns and ran for well over 100 yards against the Buckeye defense last season. As Bronco, he's going to be lucky if he can hit 100 yards away. This Buckeye defense is starting to pinch down on him.
Well, Colton Allen just doesn't let him get the edge right there. Does a good job. At the defensive end, that's his job on that type of play. Gets to him before he can make it to the edge. 2nd, 13.
Out of the gun, Fountain, play fake. Dancing in the pocket, threads a needle, the laser to Tristan Anderson, and it'll move the sticks.
Tristan Anderson does a good job catching that. Contact comes right after, tries to fight, tries to get out of it, just cannot do it. I tell you what, this Nebraska offense, you said it earlier, they're looking better than they've looked all season long.
Down to the Ohio State 39 I formation here for the Cornhuskers, and Ringquist comes in motion, just a little tighter though to the I formation as Bronco gets a carry, fighting for any kind of running room, and he'll get a nice little gain there on 1st down.
And it's okay. It's a nice 4-yard gain on 1st down. Casey Bronco's gonna, this Ohio State defense, they play pretty well against the run, or they have in past weeks. They're not going to give it to us.
Midline read, Fountain slips 1 tackle from Mack, and then Colton Allen, it was a walk-on Sean Phillips who brought him down short of the line to gain 3rd down.
3rd and inches. I'll be interested to see what they do here. Do they go to Bronco and let him just try to muscle out the 1st down for us?
Out of the gun, handoff Bronco outside to left, cuts it upfield. He found some daylight, but he stumbled through as he gets it down inside the red zone.
Well, it looked like Ohio State crashed down on the inside. We're looking for that inside zone. It was a smart play call by Nebraska to go to the outside, pick up what they needed.
I formation the give. Case Blazer runs into Austin Turner, who lays the lumber there.
I often wonder how defenders feel about it when they're the ones getting hit.
Single back set, 3-step drop. Fountain going short, finding Andrew Schiffer. Touchdown, Cornhuskers.
Uh-oh. Scott Fountain is getting, excited. He's getting tuned in. He's getting wound up here. And this, now all of a sudden, this Nebraska offense that got slowed down a couple of times, when they get going, man, they're firing on all cylinders. Ohio State has not shown a good answer for it yet. This extra point's going to make it a 24-6 ball game. It's nowhere near over, but Nebraska looks like a different team on offense this week.
They have been impressive. Came out of the gate swinging for the fences, picking up really big plays on their opening drive. It ended in a field goal, but since then this offense has been on fire. Speaking of on fire, so is the connection between Scott Fountain and Andrew Schiffer, as Schiffer got his second touchdown pass of the night, third on the season.
Well, Schiffer's been a big part of this offense, all last couple of seasons. And this year's been no different. He's been kind of a safety valve for Scott Fountain, but now Fountain find him in these scoring situations, and it's paying off.
Well, you saw the numbers for the two offenses. It's Nebraska's offense almost doubling what Ohio State has been able to manage against the Nebraska defense. Here's a quick throw over the middle, and Dylan Turner fighting for every inch that he can get, only gets 4, and Ohio State will take their first time out.
Ohio State is kind of trying to pick apart the middle here. I'm hoping what they're trying to do is set up a deeper shot. But we'll see.
Well, they go short to the curl route. There's Turner again, and he's able to move the sticks.
Well, again, they get their first down. They don't have to take a timeout. They've still got clock. They've still got 2 timeouts. They just need to get this ball down the field, try to put 7 on the board.
Out of the gun, Jermaine. Pressure coming, going short for Silva. Wanted him out of the backfield on the angle route, but he's unable to hold on.
Well, usually that's kind of a go-to play.
Yeah.
You'll see the running back be able to catch that because the defense drops back. Nebraska does not in that case. They stay right there on it.
Ohio State emptying out the backfield. Pressure comes. Jermaine, a shot on the left side, and it's caught. Going the distance. Braden Ennis for 6.
Braden Ennis caught that. The defender who was covering him trips, and as they say, there you have it.
Braden Ennis with his first touchdown catch of the season for Ohio State, and it is a big one for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that that's his first touchdown this season. Ennis, only 10 catches, 159 coming into this game. But he's a playmaker, so offensive player of the year nominee last season.
Well, Braden Ennis last season, Ohio State lost to Nebraska 49-14 was the final score. Ennis had both of Ohio State's touchdowns in that game from former quarterback Jefferson Allen and went for over 100 yards. Here it's a big play for him, and it's an important one as Ohio State closes the gap, makes an 11-point game, but Nebraska's offense has 120 and a couple timeouts to work with here.
Exactly, and Scott Fountain has showed that he's not afraid to throw the ball around. He's not afraid to move the ball downfield if he needs to. I would expect Nebraska to come out here and try to get points before halftime.
Scott Fountain in the gun from his own 23. He'll look to throw, going over the middle. Here's Bradley Rehnquist, leveled at about the 35.
Well, it's just a nice crossing route there. Rehnquist catches it, knows what he needs for the first down. Gets it, gets past the marker, resets the clock. You're supposed to.
First down and 10, single back set. 3 wide, receiver coming in motion from left to right as Scott Fountain. Taking this time here a little bit, and they go with a draw for Casey Bronco, and Bronco trying to bounce it outside, instead bouncing into Thomas Price, who holds him to a 5-yard gain.
All right, 2nd and 5. Nebraska still got plenty of time, not getting in a huge hurry right here.
Single back set inside of a minute. 5-step drop. Fountain tries to tug and run and instead runs into Colton Allen, who levels him in the backfield.
Well, Colton Allen cuts to the inside. It looks like he's almost waiting. As soon as Fountain looks like he's going to run, Colton Allen just reacts like a predator and drops him where he stands.
I mean, he absolutely buried Scott Fountain. You saw the size difference there between the two.
Oh, yeah. It looked like a freight train hitting a Subaru.
Empty backfield, Fountain going short over the middle, and Zyrock Young makes the catch at about the 40, but it's not enough for a first down. Ohio State takes their second timeout with 37 seconds remaining in the opening half.
Ohio State going to look for maybe a good punt return here, get him in some decent field position, maybe push him down to field goal range.
So the punt is away, fielding it from inside the 25 is Adam Fuller, and Fuller breaks a couple tackles, able to get it out to about the 41-yard line. Inside of 30 seconds out for the Buckeyes with 1 timeout remaining.
And that's a pretty good return. Maybe not as much as they wanted, but they're just, at this point, I think the idea is to try to get into field goal range. Throw it to the outside, get the clock to stop.
Your man rush, Jermaine steps up into the pocket, wanting to go deep, and he's able to find Trip Warren, who gets it all the way inside the 20, a gain of 41.
That'll work. you know, if you want to go get into field goal range, that'll do exactly that. Looks like they're probably going to, no, they're going to run a play.
Well, they go no huddle. The defensive lineman didn't even get set, and Jermaine thrown on the run, nearly picked off, and they do throw the flag because the defensive lineman was offsides. They didn't let him get set.
Yeah, you know, A.W. Thornton, the big man, a little late getting back. They snapped the ball, and all of a sudden, Ohio State is getting closer and closer.
The free play for Ohio State, it pays off. Gets them down inside the 15, trailing by 11. They've got a timeout remaining, 14 seconds here in this opening half. Jermaine steps up, goes short. Manuel Silva powers his way into the end zone for 6.
And that's just sheer willpower from Manuel Silva. He fights his way. They don't want to settle for a field goal. No, no, no. They want to go ahead and put 7 or possibly 8 on the board, make this a 3-point game before halftime, put the pressure squarely on Nebraska.
Silva just powered and lunged and fought. He does get 6 on the board. Ohio State will take the extra point, and they make it a 4-point game as Brewer puts it through with 8 ticks on the clock.
Well, and I actually kind of like that. You know, it would have been gutsy when you had all that momentum to go for 2 right there, but they take the easy points. They know there's a lot of game left. You know, just try to get back into it that way. They get the ball back at halftime.
Case Blazer, diesel return, 4 seconds on the clock. If you're Nebraska, do you take a shot or you just run it, kneel it, and we say, let's go to half and let's regroup here?
I would love to see a play action right here, but I don't know what they're going to.
They're going to give it to Casey Bronco, trying to choke the clock, and Brewer just got enough of Bronco to knock him off his feet. He loses yardage, and that's how we end the first half. And a first half where Nebraska started out looking like things could possibly turn ugly for Ohio State. Ohio State came roaring back to make it a 4-point game.
Well, those last 2 possessions for Ohio State were huge. The fact that they got down, you know, the big play to Ennis and then followed by the drive, the quick drive that they had to have punctuated by the Silva touchdown, that put them right back in this game. They're down by 4 points. They get the ball at the half. Now, Nebraska's defense has played very well all night long. They gave up the one big play to Ennis, and then they gave up that drive that they really didn't want to there at the end of the first half. But the thing about it is that Nebraska's got to put that behind them and say, hey, all right, we let them fight back. You know, we've given them some life here. Now we got to try to choke it back out of them. Now we got to smother them again on defense like we have been most of the game.
Yeah, Ohio State's offense, their first 4 drives were really struggled. There was an interception in there, and they scored on their last 3. And you look at the 2 offenses, Ohio State's running game tonight has really been a struggle, in part because of that Nebraska defense. But they found some footing in the passing game. Nebraska has been very balanced, and not much separating the 2 teams. Only a couple minutes in time possession, 1 turnover by Ohio State that their defense prevented Nebraska from really capitalizing on.
It's a lot more evenly matched game than it looked like it was going to be in the first quarter. Ohio State does not want to, let it go. They do not want to give this thing up. Nebraska, again, still fighting for a chance at the Big Ten title, if things go right for them. So it's going to be interesting how this one ends up.
Ohio State's Adam Fuller, he'll kneel it in the end zone, so the Buckeyes come out to their own 25, and let's see if they can keep this momentum going and put points on the board here again.
Again, they have all the momentum going their way. Can Jimmy Jermaine capitalize on it and move his team down the field again?
Well, they'll start with a run, finding Manuel Silva up the middle, and he only gets a few yards, but that's a pretty typical way to start a half, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, it's nice, it's easy, it's simple. Get 3 yards, shorten your second down. Also, they're trying to get this defense to bite up.
4 wide, trip stomp the screen, Jermaine to throw. 4-man rush, he tries to run and runs into Josephs, and that pushes him back into Rocky Conlon, who gets his 2nd sack of the night.
Don't run into Aaron Josephs. Don't run towards Aaron Josephs. Stay away from Aaron Josephs. And even if you do get away from him, you've got Rocky Conlon coming from the backside to just kind of, elbow chop you and knock you into the ground.
It's something weird. I think you forgot somebody on this Nebraska defensive line.
A.W. Thornton.
Oh, yeah, that guy who's right in the middle of the defense. So you can't really step up either.
Oh, you're the wall of humanity.
Empty backfield for the Buckeyes on 3rd and 14. 3-man rush. Jermaine wanted to go deep, but Conlon got back there to knock it out of his hand. It's ruled an incomplete pass. The arm was going forward, and Ohio State has to punt.
Well, that's exactly what Nebraska's defense needed to start this half, to get the quick 3 and out, and to put some pressure on Jermaine, maybe get back in his head, say, hey, man, we're still here. You had a couple of good drives, but we're still coming after you.
Well, Zyrock Young, good return. He gets it out to midfield, and now Scott Fountain and company, their offense is looking for a little momentum again.
Well, they've looked good. They've looked good more than they've looked bad tonight. It'll be interesting to see what Fountain does with great field position here.
Single back set. They go to the halfback screen to start, and he can't get it off. Kevin Perry, the walk-on, gets the sack.
Well, Perry does a good job, and there's a big push up front there from Colton Allen, Michael Kruger. Perry able to come off his block and get the Fountain before he can turn loose of it. Second and 18, Ohio State says, okay, all right, 3 and out. Defense, we need you to pick us back up, need you to get us back in this thing, and they start off very well.
Backed up now to their own 42. Fountain out of the pistol. Read option keeper. Scott Fountain cannot get away from Jabril Thomas, who gets a stop in the backfield. And now it's a long 3rd and 22.
Well, Fountain does a good job trying to juke to the outside to get away from him, but Thomas not fooled enough. Still able to get that right arm wrapped around the quarterback and drag him down the backfield.
Out of the gun, Scott Fountain 4 wide. All 4 receivers in tight to the formation. Fountain to the left side, and it is broken up. Excellent coverage by Lloyd Silver. And now Nebraska a 3 and out of their own.
Well, Captain Crunch comes up and Matumbos that thing, knocks it all the way away from the wide receiver. So this has been a good job. It's been some good defense here to start the second half.
Well, the punt is away, fielding it from inside his own 25. Adam Fuller, and Fuller trying to get outside, still on his feet. And he'll get out to about the 37-yard line here for Ohio State. I want to take this time to give out a shout out to everybody in the live chat. Tim Cope, Hex Mafia, one of the Stern brothers, Will Stern, Ted Stern, Big Johnson, Juby, Eric Mears. Let's see here, Ray Tate, Devin Davis, Tom Pence, Mark Perry, and anybody else I might have missed, I apologize, as Jimmy Germain missed the fact that Ray Tate was coming downhill.
Police, I'd like to report a murder. Jimmy Germain, again, takes another big hit from one of these safeties. I tell you, these again, I talk about them every week when I get to call their game. This safety trio from Nebraska is something serious.
Their own 39, Germain to throw, going to halfback screen. Here's Silva. Emmanuel Silva, a little daylight for him as he's able to stretch, actually, and get the first down.
Yeah, the screen worked well enough to pick up the first down right there. Germain, 15 to 20 passes, 225 tonight. He started off kind of slow, but he's gradually picked it back up.
Silva is motioned into the backfield for the read option. Germain trying to get away from Eric Mears, and Mears said, nope, enough of this. You're going down.
Yeah, Mears tries to wrap him up. Germain tries to fight his way, through him, but Mears is just not having any of it. 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Buckeyes. And from their own 48, Germain, rush coming. He'll go short, finds Manuel Silva, breaks one tackle from McFly, and then gets pretty close to the first down.
Ohio State already starting off better on this drive. 3rd and 3. Not sure what Ohio State's going to dial up right here. Something over the middle, quick slant route, something like that.
Trips to the right where receiver comes in motion, the triple option, and finally the pitch. Dylan Turner cannot get to the first down, though. He actually lost a yard as Ray Tate stepped up to make the stop.
Well, they sat on that triple option and sat on it very well. Ray Tate knows exactly who his assignment is. Watches to make sure the ball gets to him. Doesn't go with the big hit on him, just wants to get him down, force him to punt.
Well, Ohio State was able to get across midfield and unfortunately unable to advance the ball much further than they did as this punt into the end zone for a touchback. And Matt, so far in this opening drive, we talked about how the defenses were playing in the first half. But Nebraska and their offense was really working well. So far, they haven't been able to do a whole lot.
Well, Ohio State's dialed up the pressure in the second half. Scott Fountain started behind the 8 ball and ended up off the pool table on that last drive.
Fountain to throw, pressure coming, and down he goes. They're going to say he got rid of it to avoid the sack, but it's 2nd down and 10.
Well, Ohio State knows if they want to stop Fountain, they're going to have to get pressure on him, going to have to get to him, and so far it's working here in the second half.
Pistol set, read option keeper. Fountain able to cut up field and get the positive yardage he was looking for as Silver holds him to a 6-yard run.
Fountain always looks like he's running like his head's on fire, but that one he looked like he was running for his life.
Probably because of all the scarlet jerseys flying past him. Empty backfield here for the Cornhuskers. Tight end Andrew Schiffer in motion. He'll stay in to block. Fountain over the middle finds Young, and Zyrock Young gets it out across to about the 36-yard line.
That's what they pick up the first. They already better than they were on their last drive. Now, Scott Fountain, what he needs to do is recognize that this pressure is coming. So they have to bring their play calling, around to answer that, whether it's slants or screens or whatever it may be.
Play fake Fountain. Rolling right and down he goes. Brandon Cox steps up again for his second sack of the night.
Well, that's exactly what he needs to do right there, and he's able to get to him. The four-star middle linebacker. He came into the game with 48 tackles, 4 for a loss. He's, like I said, he's a standout on this Ohio State defense.
Cox also comes in tonight, has a pick, has a forced fumble, and tonight, Brandon Cox has been busy. 8 tackles, 2 for a loss, and 2 sacks. As Fountain, pressure coming, stumbles at the line, and he is sacked for a loss of 4. D'Amico Brewer on the safety blitz. He gets home.
Okay, last drive, it was at 3rd and 22 before they had to try to pass again. Now we're at 3rd and 21. We'll see if that yard makes any difference.
D'Amico Brewer comes up with his first career sack and forces a long 3rd and 21. Fountain to throw, taking a shot left side, and it is caught by Trenton Sellers to bail him out.
Okay, 3rd and 22 is a no-go, but 3rd and 21,
That's
Nebraska,
okay.
They've got that in their wheelhouse, But in all seriousness, it's a nice throw and catch from Fountain there, and they pick up what they have to.
Down to the Ohio State 41-yard line. Is Fountain able to maneuver this offense out of trouble? The Buckeyes showing blitz. They don't bring it in the draw play for Casey Bronco. Gets a good little chunk of yardage.
That's one way to get pressure off Fountain, is to make guys have to respect the running back. Get Casey Bronco involved. Make them not just have to watch for what Fountain's doing. Don't let Fountain just try to sit back there and pick them apart.
Pistol full house for the Cornhuskers on second down. Bronco gets a carry, but he gets the carry going backwards, courtesy of Colton Allen.
Colton Allen looked like he ran over. The blocker just completely missed. Colton Allen kind of, jumped over that way and then just collapsed on top of Bronco.
3rd and 7 now. 4 wide, trips top the screen. Scott Fountain to throw, blitz comes. Going outside to the right, but the pass is dropped. Unable to hold on was Tristan Anderson. 4th down now for Nebraska, and they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're going for it. D'Amico Brewer's really good at coverage on that play. Even if he had caught it, he wasn't going to let him get anywhere.
A wide and 2-by-2 set. Schiffer, the tight end, in motion. Fountain going to take it a run, and he runs into the Buckeye defense.
Nope, not going to run through those big boys. I'll tell you what. The Buckeyes do a good job. They've done a good job for most of the night of containing Fountain when he tries to run. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Ohio State gets the ball back. I didn't mind them going for it right there. You've got a little momentum going. Try to, keep pushing it. Keep things going your way. But Ohio State does a good job of stepping up.
Ohio State now taking over from their own 42. Read option keeper Jermaine has some daylight, and he'll get him the first down before Shalizzi can stop him.
Well, Jimmy Jermaine, I'm sure at this point knows who number 1 on the Nebraska defense is. That would be JoJo Shalizzi.
They've become
acquainted.
Yeah. Jermaine to throw, going short and to the left, and nice little pickup there for Dylan Turner. Gets stopped a yard short of the first down, courtesy of Michael Potter and James Thomas.
Right, now we see it. Jermaine is starting to try to throw underneath this coverage. He's doing a good job of getting rid of the ball, too.
Yeah. Jermaine to throw, blitz coming, rolling to his right a little bit, and throwing to that side, and the comeback route is complete for Braden Ennis.
One of the most underrated routes in football is the comeback route because, it's very timing based. You have to have a really good relationship with your quarterback and your receiver. But when it works, man, it's pretty to see.
Jermaine swinging it out to the left, wanted Adam Fuller, but he throws it a little behind him.
Yeah, Fuller ran a little ahead of that, or Jermaine just didn't know. Just let go of that one at the wrong time.
Play fake, Jermaine throwing for the end zone, jump ball, and it is incomplete. Wanted Braden Ennis, he can't haul it in. 3rd and 10.
Well, good job there in coverage by Case Blazer. He was able to get his hands up and knock it away.
So an empty backfield here for the Buckeyes. Jermaine against a 4-man rush, going short and to the right. He finds Dylan Turner. He only gets a couple, and it's 4th and 8 now for Ohio State.
And Ohio State's taking the points.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, if we can get this field goal, we're only down by 1. At that point, anything can happen.
Be a 42-yard field goal attempt, and Darius Brewer puts it through to make it a 1-point game.
Yep, and there we are. Ohio State has fought back from being down 24-6 to making this a 1-point game. They're doing a great job on offense. These defenses have really kicked it into gear though here in the second half, and nobody's getting points at easy. We've seen 3 points since halftime.
And it's been impressive, really, what both defenses have been able to do to frustrate each other's offense and their quarterbacks. Now, Ohio State finally able to get some success on their last drive. Can Nebraska find some of their own? Well, not early on, it would seem, as Bronco had to fight just to get to the line of scrimmage before Brandon Cox could get the stop.
And Ohio State is continuing to bring pressure. They feel like that's the answer, to get to Scott Fountain, to hurry him up, to get to Bronco before he gets momentum.
Pistol full house, play fake. Fountain, pressure coming behind him, and he has to throw it into the back of his offensive line to avoid the sack. 3rd and 10.
Michael Kruger heading in there trying to get to him. Fountain has to turn it loose, but not able to do anything with it.
Out of the gun. Fountain looking, going short, finds Bronco, throws out a stiff arm, and that'll help him get 7, but he needed 10 for the first down. 4th and 3, and Nebraska will punt.
Going to be another punt for Nebraska here, and we had a turnover on downs on the last play. They got a punt way back in their own territory here. Ohio State going to get the ball back now. Nebraska defense has played very well too. They've done a good job at frustrating Jimmy Germain, but right now I think I had to give a momentum advantage and beat Ohio State.
So good return here for Adam Fuller as he gets out to the 47-yard line here. And out of the gun, Jimmy Germain. 4 wide, trips to the left. Read option keeper, Germain running right. Bounce off one tackle. Germain down the right sideline and in a foot race. And Jimmy Germain is run down by Rocky Conlon at the Nebraska 12.
And how did Jimmy Germain get run down by Rocky Conlon? I guess it doesn't matter, but it's a great run by Germain, and Conlon just takes a good angle, it looks like. But Ohio State all of a sudden and it's based off of the momentum that their defense is creating by not allowing Nebraska to do anything on offense.
A big run for Ohio State gets them down to the 12-yard line. Speed option, the pitch, Manuel Silva able to stretch and get to the 10 before Aaron Josephs can catch him.
Well, here we go again. This front for Nebraska, they're going to make things hard on Ohio State, but we've seen Silva in this situation once already in this game.
Hand off, running right at him, Fuller, and he will actually lose a yard. 3rd down and 9 now for the Buckeyes.
All right, 3rd and 9. A field goal gives you the lead right here. But if I'm Ohio State, exactly what I wanted to see is, I want to see them try to at least pick up the first, try to get in there and get a touchdown. You already put the pressure on Nebraska. That just makes it more.
4 wide, Germain throwing middle. JoJo Shalizzi able to come in and knock it down.
All right, well, that's a good start. It's a good hold by the Nebraska defense. They do a good job of standing up in the red zone, getting the stop that they need. But they've got to find a way to get their offense going like it was in the first quarter. And the first thing they have to do is to somehow get this pressure off of Scott Fountain, because he has been just harassed for the entire second half by the Ohio State Buckeye defense.
Well, Nebraska will have some work to do, trailing for the first time here tonight as this Ohio State defense, you see the numbers, they're giving up 5 yards of play, but they have generated 6 sacks against this Nebraska offense.
It's all predicated on the pressure that they're getting on Fountain.
Pistol set, read option keeper. Fountain tries to cut it back inside. Scott Fountain's got a first down as he drags the Buckeyes forward and gets 14 yards.
Well, they just open up a good hole there, Fountain, and he does a good, as he always has. He's got great ball carrier vision. Finds the hole and picks up the first.
Out of the gun, Scott Fountain 4 wide. Handoff. Bronco caught from behind by Cfsl to a gain of 2.
All right, so they get Bronco back involved again, 2nd and 8. Nebraska trying to just get off the schneid on offense right now. They've had some, pretty tough drives the last few times. They're trying to get something going again.
Ohio State showing blitz. Midline read. Fountain slips one tackle but cannot get away from Brandon Cox as Fountain only gets a few yards, and that's how we end the third. Ohio State has rallied back against the Cornhuskers, 26-24, heading into the fourth. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. Start of the fourth quarter. Rehnquist, receiver in motion, halfback screen. Case Blazer, in the backfield, and he is stopped short of the marker. Thomas Price with a big hit on him.
Yeah, and that's got to make you wonder. Oh, and they're going to go for it, though. Nebraska wants to get this momentum back, and a fourth down conversion would get them a long way toward getting that. 4th and a yard. Fountain to throw. Pressure. Passes. Caught over the middle, and Rehnquist converts. He catches it, does a good job of holding it over the marker. Gets hit and knocked backwards, but his forward progress is plenty. Good job there. It's a gamble at midfield by Nebraska, but it pays off for it.
Ohio State. Their defense looking to come up with a stop, trying to hold on to the lead as Bronco gets 3. And Casey Bronco started this game strong, ripped off a 25-yard run on the opening play. Since then, Ohio State's defense has really clamped down on.
Well, they have, and they've done a good job of recognizing it. And again, it's about the pressure, and they're bringing the blitz again.
And off Bronco, runs right into Jabril Thomas for a loss of 4.
Jabril Thomas blitzing off the edge right there. They try to go outside with Bronco. You know, you have to see that blitz coming, got to audible away from that play.
Backed up to midfield, long 3rd down here for Fountain. Empty backfield for the Cornhuskers. Tight end in motion, Schiffer. Fountain looking, going over the middle. Rehnquist throws out a stiff arm. It's 4th and 3. Do you go for it again?
You know, I don't know why you wouldn't if you went for it at midfield. And, hey, they're listening to us.
They will indeed go for it again from the Ohio State 43. 4 receivers on the field, all in tight. Bronco in the backfield. Fountain, 3-man rush, in trouble, swinging it down underneath, finds Young, but he steps out of bounds, a yard short of the line to gain, turnover on downs.
Led him just a little too far. That's another turnover on downs right there. And I tell you what, Ohio State gets the ball back. They've got a couple of field goals so far in the second half.
And Jermaine takes a shot in the middle of the field, and Dylan Turner down inside the Nebraska red zone.
And I like it, man. Come out firing. Ohio State, they don't, they're not going to try to nickel and dime here. But maybe trying to catch Nebraska looking for the run game. They go to Dylan Thomas right down the seam, sort of a poster out there. Hits him wide open for the big gain. 1st and 10, Ohio State trying to keep their foot on the gas.
Big play there for the Buckeyes, down to the Nebraska 18. Single back set, handoff, Silva outside to the left, throws out a stiff arm, fighting for yards, and he gets leveled by McFly at about the 12.
All right, and this Nebraska defense is going to have to step up again in the red zone. They've done a good job the last 2 drives, especially holding them to 3 points. But the thing is you can hold them to 3 here. It's a 5-point game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still a touchdown is the difference.
4 wide, trips bunch to the right. Jermaine to throw. Has some time going short, but Turner leaped into the air, comes back for it, and actually costs Ohio State a yard.
But that was a great long jump by Turner. I mean, he covered some ground on that. He was going the wrong direction, but there it was. The ball gets underthrown a little bit. He has to come back for it, trying to get away from the defense. And here we are, 3rd and 5.
Empty backfield for Jimmy Jermaine. 4 receivers to the right. Jermaine to throw, 3-man rush. Standing in, going to the pylon, and he throws it over the head of Braden Ennis on the comeback route. And so the Nebraska defense, they do their job, forcing a field goal here out of Brewer.
Look what they got, just a little excited there. Saw the man coming back to the pylon and just overthrew it.
So Brewer from 30 yards away and from the left hash, and he puts it through, remaining perfect on the season, which is easy to do considering your longest field goal tonight is a 30-yarder that you just made.
Yeah, well, they've all been kind of gimmies so far in field goals for Ohio State, but you got to give the man credit. He's doing his job.
He is indeed, has been perfect all season. 14 of 14 for Darius Brewer on the season. Meanwhile, Nebraska offensively, their last few drives, really since halftime, they have not been what the Cornhuskers were hoping for.
Well, it's been all about these defensive adjustments that Ohio State's made, and the primary one is they are absolutely getting after Scott Fountain and not giving him any time to do anything.
Saw the numbers there. They have forced the hurry out of Nebraska quarterback Scott Fountain 11 times, coming up with 6 sacks as Fountain takes off into the open field and finds the shoulder of Lloyd Silver, ending up in his sternum as he gets 6 yards.
Yeah, and you heard the breath go out of him there when he got hit. You heard the when that's why they call him Captain Crunch, because he crunches you when he hits you. It's not about breakfast cereal.
No. Why would it be about that?
I don't know.
Well, from the Ohio State 28-yard, or from the Nebraska 28-yard line, is Fountain throwing into coverage, and the pass is intercepted by D'Amico Brewer.
D'Amico Brewer does a good over-the-shoulder catch on the interception there. Nice job. And Ohio State, again, they are keeping this momentum going. They have got this Nebraska offense figured out here in the second half, and they've got great field position to start here.
The Ohio State pass rush has really frustrated Scott Fountain, and it has gifted the Buckeyes excellent field position from the Nebraska 35. Bubble screen for Warren. Modest gain there on first down.
I tell you what, again, it's only a 3-yard game, but Jimmy Germain, 22 of 31, 296 yards now passing. He's really picked up his production. This Ohio State offense, if they can punch a touchdown in right here, I don't know if you're going to get the momentum back if you're Nebraska.
Well, Germain wants it right now, and it's nearly intercepted. James Thomas in airtight coverage prevents the 6 points going on the board. Third down.
Thomas had both hands on that thing, too, in the end zone. That would have been huge for Nebraska.
Tresvant on the screen, draw play, Silva. Manuel Silva fighting hard, and he'll get the first down.
All right, 8-yard rush for Silva. He's only run the ball 8 times tonight for 31 yards. It's been very much the Jimmy Germain show for the Ohio State offense.
Down to the Nebraska 25-yard line, Germain to throw. Going short to the right, and Silva on the quick out route gets 5 yards.
Silva takes it. He takes some punishment on that hit, knocks him kind of caterwauling out of bounds.
Second down, trips bunch to the left. They will motion the tight end Miller over to the right. Germain to throw, has time, going to Ennis, and Braden Ennis advances it down to the 7.
Well, Ennis gets behind the blitz and underneath the coverage. It's a great job right there on that route. Picks up the first and goal, Ohio State.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, the draw, and the give to Silva. Silva, no gain for him on first and goal. Brings up second down and 4 down territory.
Nothing's easy against this Nebraska defense. Again, Ohio State has kicked 3 field goals since halftime. They're not exactly lighting the scoreboard up. But after that huge comeback they had early in the first half, that's enough to get them in the lead.
And off here, Adam Fuller only gets a couple this time, out to about the 5, and so third and goal to go.
All right, well, third and goal here. Would like to see Germain drop back, look for somebody in the back corner of the end zone, look for somebody on a slant route.
4 wide, handoff, Adam Fuller cannot get there. Only gets 3, gets it down to about the 2. Fourth down now for Ohio State.
Okay, and they're going for it. All right, that's pretty interesting that they're going for this.
Ohio State really wanting to put the pressure on Nebraska. Silva checks back into the backfield. Read option keeper. Germain didn't get there by Shalizzi.
Shalizzi says, not on my watch, sir. Goes after him, hits him. Turnover on downs. Nebraska gets the ball back. Huge stand by the Nebraska defense. Ohio State gambles there, and it's still just a 1-score game.
So Nebraska will take over from their own 3-yard line, and they'll line up in the I. The give to the fullback, and the fullback fighting hard. Morris King only gets a couple yards.
Well, I don't blame him there. Hand it to the big man. Try to get a little further out of the shadow of your own end zone.
Brandon Cox, by the way, here tonight, 11 tackles, 2 for a loss, and 2 sacks. His 3-step drop. Fountain tries to take it and run, and he is going down in the backfield, backed up to the 2.
All right, 3rd and 11 here. They're going to have to leave some guys in the block. That's all there is to it. They have got Nebraska has got to protect their quarterback. I understand Fountain runs on that play and he gets swallowed up, but right now Ohio State is doing exactly what they want to, and they are just keeping guys boxed in around the line and bringing pressure. Fountain, he's got to have time to do something.
3rd and 11, the Nebraska Cornhuskers need to get to the 14 for a new set of downs. Fountain from his own end zone Going short to the left, and the pass is dropped.
Well, he had him. You know, it could have been a completion. The drop was unfortunate, but here's the thing. Had he caught that ball, I don't think he's going to get the first down.
So Nebraska will punt from the shadow of their own end zone, and the punt almost got blocked. And Adam Fuller, excellent field position for his Ohio State offense as he gets it out to about the 32. And Jimmy Germain and company looking to go back to work and really, at this point, trying to chew up as much of this clock as they can. Or, hey, you know what, let's get 6 on the board and we say, you know what, Nebraska, show us what you got.
Yeah, you know, a field goal helps a lot here. You know, as we say, it's a 5-point game now. That makes it 8. It's still technically a one-possession game.
Yeah.
You know, that puts, and the way that their defense has played the second half, that seems like it's pretty insurmountable. They put a touchdown up. Oh, boy.
They'll start in the gun. 4 wide, handoff here. Manuel Silva to the inside, and on that inside zone, gets a modest gain there, medium gain.
I'll tell you what, Silva is going to, we always see this with these backs. They start to get stronger as the game goes on. Both these defenses have played pretty lights out all night long, but starting to get tired toward the end of the game.
Single back set, 2 tight ends, 1 to either side. The give to Silva, running right. Gets 3 yards. Nebraska will take their first time out for 3rd down.
All right, 3rd and 2. Now, this conversion to me is pretty huge for Ohio State because they can force Nebraska to take their last couple of times and convert here.
Draw play, Silva bottled up, losing 2. So 4th and 4, and Ohio State will take the points.
I'll tell you what, Nebraska does a good job of standing him up. Going to keep this a 1-score game. Ohio State going to go ahead and kick the field goal if they hit it.
They do. It's a 42-yard field goal for Darius Brewer, who, by the way, he's kicked 4 in this half, kicked 2 in the first half. He's kicked 6 field goals tonight, has made all of them, and is now 17 of 17 on the season. That was his longest kick of the night, a 42-yarder.
Well, you know, the man has one job.
And he does it pretty
he's
well.
Doing it very well right now.
So Nebraska kneels in the end zone, touchback out to the 25, and Fountain on the read option keeper. Nowhere to go as he gets back to the line.
All right, Nebraska's got 129 rushing yards on the night right now. It's nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
But this second half, man, they've been getting eaten up in the running game.
Interestingly enough, Nebraska would clock it on 2nd and 10. And so that brings up 3rd and 10, inside 2 minutes of play and 1 timeout here for the Cornhuskers.
Yeah, and they've got to pass here at this point. You know, 3rd and 10, and then it's all 4-down territory from this point forward. And well, screenplay.
They go to the halfback screen. Bronco throws aside Lloyd Silver, but he only gets a couple yards. 4th and 8 now for Nebraska.
4th and 8. You know, they're trying to catch the defense off guard with that. You know, and especially with the pressure that Ohio State's been bringing, but they're good containment there.
Empty backfield, Fountain under pressure, and he is sacked for a loss of 10, and Ohio State will take over. It's Captain Crunch gets the stop.
This Ohio State defense, enough cannot be said about how good they've looked here in the second half. Their offense have got field goals. They've got what they needed to get. You know, they've got 4 field goals here in the second half. But the thing is this Ohio State defense has pitched a shutout in the second half.
Draw play, Silva able to find a little running room, gets leveled by Tate, and Nebraska has to burn their final timeout. And Ohio State looking to add their point total here. They'll go right back to Silva, running left, slips 1 tackle, and able to turn upfield, get down inside the 15.
All right, and minute 34 on the clock, 3rd and 6. No unnecessary risk from Ohio State here. That's the biggest thing. You know, just run a simple play, pick up a couple of yards.
Well, they go read option. Jermaine saying, I got you a couple of yards right here. It's a 1st down.
And I think that's going to about ice it right here. It's 1st and goal. You know, a minute on the clock. Ohio State does not have to snap this ball if they don't want to, but they're going to.
Oh, they're going to. They want more points.
Sure they do.
Silva, the single back. They give it to him. Manuel Silva barreling forward, gets it down to the 1. At this point, you might as well just run in for the touchdown.
At this point, you might as well. You know, there's 44 ticks left on the clock. There's probably going to be around 10 left by the time this play gets run. But they're going victory formation.
Oh, they're going to kneel it at the 1, and really that'll seal the deal here tonight as Ohio State, an impressive comeback win against Nebraska. And Matt, we've got another game coming up. LSU at Alabama the winner, their first win of the season, and they keep alive in the playoff race.
Yeah, and that's going to be a fun game. It's always fun when Alabama and LSU line up against each other. It will be exciting to see which of those teams can get their first win tonight. But you got to give credit to this Ohio State. This was tale of two halves.
Yeah.
Very much tale of two halves. Nebraska owned the first half for the last couple of minutes. Those last two drives, Jermaine was able to engineer. That momentum carried over. They weren't able to score a whole lot more, but their defense completely took over the game.
An impressive win for the Buckeyes as they hold on 32-24, the final score here from the Horseshoe in Columbus. We'll be back in about 20 to 30 minutes for LSU and Alabama in a major SEC showdown between those two teams. For Matt, I'm David. We'll see you then.